Okay folks, the year is 2005 and the PlayStation Portable was released in the UK in September. That's September of 2005. And I thought, what better way to start this video off than to record this very starting bit with both of my PSPs. That's the PSP 1000 and the PSP 3000. With a Nokia N95. And that's what I'm doing. I'm recording this on a Nokia N95. I don't think I need to record too much of this. I did promise people in the past that I was basically going to do a whole video, and there's no reason why I couldn't do that with a Nokia N95. But I mean, I was actually also contemplating on using this as well, the Nokia N73, which I could do. But for the fact of this video, and I think the Nokia N73 came out around the same sort of time, it just kind of made sense to use the Nokia N95 to start off this video with a little bit of recording, and you know, because they were both out around this at the same sort of time. So I think the Nokia N95 was released in March 2007, so only a year and a oh, fucking idiots, a year and a bit after the PlayStation Portable was released, the initial release of the PlayStation Portable. So yeah, I don't have a real kind of attachment to the PSPs. It's more of a case of I've always been intrigued by them, and that's why I don't have a massive plethora of games. If I had the same attitude as I do with the PlayStation Portable, then I certainly wouldn't have as many games as I do for other systems. I think I'd probably have just a selection, you know, like some collectors out there and some people that are just fond of some games due to nostalgic reasons, or just because they love those games as well, only tend to get the games that they wanted to get. You know, for example, if they only had a Sega Master System when they were a kid, and they only had Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Bank Panic and Operation Wolf, there's people out there that would only buy those three particular games because those were the games that they remember the most. Not like the rest of us fucking idiots that end up putting us into, how should we put it, into financial situations, which is for another video that I'm going to do later on over the next week or two. But anyway, I'm sure you don't want to watch this in this quality for so long, so I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to flip over to the GoPro and try and put it into 4K, and then we can go through the list of games that I've got, the devices themselves, some of the cables that go with it, and maybe a passing mention to the Vita. So I don't know how to stop this and flip it over other than just doing this. Ah, that's better. That's tiddly, apparently. So yeah, let's just go into this now. All right, no more Nokia N95 recording, at least for a little while anyway. So the PlayStation Portable, my first one I was given. I've actually given this one, which was quite some time ago now, and that's the PSP 1000, the white one. Quite a thick little brick, really, but still, you know, somewhat semi-relevant today. I mean, it's still nice and portable. You can get extended and expanded batteries for these, so that you can use them on the go a bit more if you want. But I don't prefer this one. You know, I found it too heavy. But at the time when it came out, obviously people were loving it. I think that was around the same sort of time as the Game Boy Advance. I think maybe even the DS. I can't remember dates with those types of things, but I do know that the PSP, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, was released in 2005 in the UK, September 2005. Now, you get various different accessories that went with it. Like, I've got some bits. Here's a car charger there for you. What was that? That's Ignite. This is you can get these cables actually off of Amazon currently, and it's just a dual cable for the PSP. So it's your charger, USB charger, and data as well. So as they call micro USB, I think it was that mini USB. Damn, remember the time when we had so many different fucking chargers for absolutely everything. I'm glad we've seen the back of that period, or at least I hope anyway. This little cable come with it. I don't even know what this does, to be fair. I mean, I assume it's for outputting audio. Maybe you can tell me in the comments below. I don't know. Little third-party case here that this came in. It was actually my brother and sister-in-law. It's my brother and his missus, my sister-in-law, that gave me this PSP, which was their boys. So out to Weck and Des. And yes, I said that correctly, Weck and Des. So probably best to go with these ones that were found in a skip, but I've got a few UMDs here as well. I had to clean them all up for obvious reasons. And I've done a video ages ago about PSP, but this is kind of, you know, as I said in the start of this video, you know, it's not a big thing for me, PlayStation Portable. I understand that there's a lot of good games out there, and I've been very selective in what games I've got. So since that last video that I did, which was quite some time ago, I've got a few extra games to add to that list, not including these ones, but I mean, these are some examples. There was Ratchet and Clank, Size Matters, Untold Legends 2, The Warrior's Code. I had no idea about these. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City Stories, that's pretty good. Indiana Jones, Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures. And for UMDs here, I mean, you've got Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. What a great film as well, Big Trouble in Little China. This looks like, I think this is The Lost Boys. I don't know. It might even be a game, I don't know. But it looks like it's a UMD. I don't know, it doesn't say anything. Oh, it is The Lost Boys, yeah, it's The Lost Boys. Nice, didn't realise I had that. And 7 seconds, looks like you've got a... Oh, fuck me, that's going to be wrong if I said Denzel Washington. No, Wesley Snipes in it. So, anyway, I really didn't like playing the PSP 1000, so I bought myself a PSP 3000. And I got the camera attachment, although there's a silver version as well, and there's a GPS attachment. I do know of 2 people that are still using their PSPs as GPS in their cars. That's fucking really cool, and it's always a talking point as well. I'm tempted to get a GPS unit myself, but for the price of them, I don't think I'm going to bother. But I got this one refurbished. I had to get a new back piece for this, so you'll probably notice that there's no Sony logo or whatever it is on the back of here. Or was it the other side? No, I can't remember now. It's that side, yeah. And I got an expanded battery as well. And there's still, I mean, the battery seems to run out quite quickly in a sense if I leave it. But it when I charge it up, it lasts ages. So you know, pretty cool. I haven't modified my PSPs. I don't have any need to. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I said I was going to briefly mention the Vita. This Vita isn't mine. This is my Mrs. Son's, but he never uses it anyway. And a little selection of games I've got with it are is it Lumines? Lumines, Invisimals, The Alliance, and Minecraft. Speaking of Invisimals, that's actually where I got the camera for this. One little thing, if you like Brian Blessed the comedian, get Invisimals. He's in it. It's very funny as well, I have to say. Invisimals is like the pre-Pokemon Go stuff. I mean, this was pre-Pokemon, way before Pokemon Go was even a thing. So, yeah. Anyway, so the games I've got here, I'll just quickly pop out the only boxed UMD video I've got. One there is The Goonies. Great film, I think you'd agree. And there's something quite nostalgic about watching a film on a PSP, I have to say. I do occasionally watch The Goonies on there. Now, I don't know about these games. I'm not really sure about some of these. Pursuit Force, so not sure about that one. Looks quite good. Yeah, no idea about that. Scarface, I quite enjoyed the beginning of that. Only played a little bit, but it's got a lot of movie footage in it as well. So, yeah, Scarface, Money, Power, Respect. Nice game there. Resistance, Retribution. I believe this is either this one or Killzone Liberation. No, I think it's definitely Resistance, Retribution. If you connect your PSP up to your PS3, you can basically get this virus. It's not an actual virus, but it unlocks a load of stuff within the PS3, and I think vice versa as well. But yeah, all the Resistance games are good, and this isn't a bad one itself anyway, I must say. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. What couldn't we like about Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts? Always been a classic franchise, as you can call it, I guess, because there's so many different versions of the game itself. This is quite a nice little one. Probably one of the not more expensive PSP games, but not a cheap one to say the least. It's not like £5 or anything. Split second velocity. Yeah, we all love the Burnout games, don't we? And we all love anything that's similar to Burnout. And split second is probably, if not better, in some instances. On the PSP, it's not bad at all, I have to say. Yeah, I quite like that one. Worms Open Warfare 2. Yeah, I haven't actually played this one, but it does look pretty good, you know, on the offset there. Yeah. Both the Capcom Classics Collection Remixed and Reloaded. What system since the PS2, etc. Haven't had compilations on. You've got Taito collections, Midway collections, and Capcom collections, and they're always good no matter what system you get them on, let's be honest. Space Invaders Evolution. Nice little different take on the original Space Invaders. Crazy Taxi Fare Wars. Looks basically like the original one, really. Now, all these games I've picked up purely on the basis that I like the look of them. Interestingly, this was one I didn't know I wanted to get, which is Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble. Only also available on the GameCube. I've got that on the GameCube as well. I don't know if it was on the PS2, but you know, Beautiful Joe definitely needs to make a comeback. I other than in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I don't believe he's been in anything else since then. Bomberman on the PSP. This is a really great version of Bomberman, I have to say. It seems to have an awful lot of elements in there of previous Bombermen, like from Bomberman, Mega Bomberman, Super Bomberman, etc. But that's definitely a good one. Good version of Bomberman. God of War Ghost of Sparta. I didn't pay anything for this one. This was given to me for free a while back when I actually got the PSP 1000, believe it or not. I haven't played much of it. I hear it's a good one though. Ridge Racer. Not too bad on the PSP. Not too bad. Very similar to, I would say, to Ridge Racer 5. But that's just my opinion anyway. What would a PlayStation console be without a Ridge Racer? At least until the Xbox came along anyway. Sega Mega Drive Collection. I'm sure we've seen that on multiple different systems, so there's not much point in going to that, but I obviously got that because I like Mega Drive games. The Simpsons game. Good little version of the bigger versions, namely on the 360 and the PS3. Not mentioning the Wii version because that's slightly different. It's an interesting one. The Power Stone collection. The PSP being the only other system other than the Dreamcast that had Power Stone on it, as far as I was aware anyway. And this basically combines Power Stone 1 and 2 on the handheld. So there you go. What's not to like about Power Stone? This one isn't going to set you back too much, but it's definitely one that I think that will certainly shoot up in price at some point just because of what it is. I don't think a lot of people realise this was out on the PSP. Killzone Liberation, I mentioned that a little while ago. I think there's definitely some cross compatibility there between the PS3 and the PSP with that one. Capcom Puzzle World. Well, this has got a selection of games in it. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Block, Buster Brothers, Super Buster Brothers and Buster Buddies, well those last three are effectively Pang. Okay, but that's not expensive. That's nice, a nice little pickup, that one, if you like your puzzle games, more specifically your Capcom puzzle games. Bubble Bobble Evolution. Yeah, it's Bubble Bobble. I don't think it's as good as the originals, but it's you know, it's more like let's call it a Bubble Bobble HD. More than an HD remake, potentially. But yeah, nice, not too bad. Burnout Dominator and Burnout Legends. Now, I didn't know Dominator existed, but I do now. Both of these games are good because they're Burnout games. So, what more can you say? That's why I got them. My favourite Burnout game is Burnout 2 Revenge, I have to say. Disney's Wall-E. I don't know where that came from. Wipeout Pure. What would have a PlayStation been without Wipeout? Equally, I guess you could say the Sega Saturn. Gran Turismo. There's actually a cheat that was very recently discovered for this that allows you to unlock all the cars and get all the money. I mean, it's taken, what was it, almost 16 years for that cheat to be revealed. Crazy stuff. So if you wanted to get everything in the game on Gran Turismo and never could, look up the cheat, it's out there. Archer McLean's Mercury, a nice little take on a puzzle game. I guess it's a little bit like was fucking Marble Madness. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit like that. And finally, Jackass the game. Very, very, very. When was this released? I don't know, 2008. So probably towards the back end. Yeah, the back end of when Jackass was very, very liked and everyone loved it. There you go. So the PSP for me personally is a great little console. I have a lot of fun with it, and I will continue to buy the occasional game for it, but it's not really, as you can tell, that it's not a big thing for me. But it's a good time to buy PSP stuff, it really is. And if you're a film fanatic, the UMD movie discs are fucking basically dirt cheap. There's a few more expensive ones. I can't think off the top of my head now which ones, because I say I'm not really into the PSP, but loads of the UMD films are £1 each. You know, why not? Why not pick them up and sit there where you, I don't know. I guess it's a nostalgic thing. If you were to watch a film on a small screen, you're going to do it on your phone, aren't you? Let's be honest, not on a PSP. But anyway, like I said, I kind of break that little trend where I do watch a film on my PSP. But there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found some of these games interesting. You hadn't actually seen them before, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, leave your comments below. Down there. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, ta-ta for now.